So, obviously, this is not an intended feature. So Gran Turismo 7 just released its biggest update of the year so far. It features a returning track from Gran Turismo 5 and 6, Eiger Nordwand. We have 6 new cars, one of which has surprisingly never been in Gran Turismo before, and that is the E36 M3. The E36 has not been in Gran Turismo 4, 5, 6, and surprisingly, not even in Gran Turismo 2. Now, like most other updates, there's also a lot of small changes to the game. Now, one of these big changes is actually to the physics. And we're going to be focusing a little bit on an unintended bug that comes with said physics update. But we're going to hop in this Samba bus, which has a caution symbol emoji for its PP rating. And you're about to find out why that is. Yes, you can actually break the suspension so much that you can launch the car into orbit. So this setup should work with some cars. It's probably not going to work for every single one of them. But if you get into a car and you set it up pretty similar to something like this, as far as the suspension and ballast goes, then it'll probably do something like this, which is obviously not an intended feature of the physics update, and Polyphony does know of this bug and they are going to get it patched. But the good news is it is the weekend, so you do have a little bit of time to mess around with this if you want. So that's the setup. You can put that on almost anything and it should probably do something similar to this. Not every car will behave the same though, but yeah, I've already made a video about this. It kind of failed, so this is my second take at this, and I'm kind of a little bit less impressed about it now. But yeah, you get to see stuff like this. Now, yes, this does actually work in every single menu. We're going to go to GT Auto, and yeah, even in GT Auto, the car just wants to dance around and leave the building, flying through the walls. Even in the parts shop, it does the exact same thing. Basically, any menu where the car is live rendered at the scene, it's gonna do some really weird stuff. Now, obviously, you guys want to see what happens in a race, but we're gonna hold off on that for a second. We're gonna put this thing on real quick. So we're gonna go into VR Showroom, and I just want to show this real quick, even though I already know what it does, because I've already tried to film this video once. But we're gonna go to the GT Cafe and just sit here and... You got games on your phone? The first time I went to the cafe here in VR Showroom, I was sitting right here. The car was originally turned at an angle, and then it just starts bouncing around, settling, facing directly towards me, angled up like this because of the suspension. And so, yeah, that's a thing that happens. Now, unfortunately, the car just settles here and it doesn't bounce around anymore. And if I try to go to any other showroom, then unfortunately, different things happen and it just stays as a black screen because, like, the car literally launches instantly and the whole scene just, like, cuts out for whatever reason instead of, like, you just staying there and watching it just fly into outer space. You can get a tiny glimpse of it right here, I believe, so there it goes, and it's gonna bounce and just black screen again. We'll try it here, and same thing happens, and yep, the car is just gone. Oh, there we go. I was trying to look where the hitbox is, and yeah, there it goes. Bye-bye. So with that, let's get into this Gallardo, which does have a valid PP rating, so we can actually drive it in a race. And I will set up a custom race with the Samba bus opponents, and I'll also throw that Evo in somewhere as well, just so we can see it. Thankfully, I already have a preset for that, which is appropriately titled Funny. And let's just set a couple of these to Evos, because that suspension is broken, just in a slightly less extreme way. And there you go. You can see multiple cars getting launched. Oh wow, that was a strong launch right there. That one might make it to Jupiter. So let's hop into a race and observe this from the first person perspective as everything just... It's raining cars. It is... Okay, yeah, this one isn't bouncing anywhere near as high. Some of these buses just get launched infinitely high. Okay. So, yeah, there you have it. It's just... This is very interesting to watch. Some of them actually leave, like, clouds of smoke behind them as they like take off into the sky, and it actually does look like a spaceship just like taking off. I was wondering where you were gonna land, bro. I'm actually gonna try to follow this one for as long as I can. Okay, there you are. Oh. Yeah. Oh. It's gonna land on top of me any second, isn't it? I'm actually gonna try to get it to land on top of me. It's gonna land right here. Oh, no, it was behind me. I see you in my mirror. There you go. Oh, almost. Come on. Oh, okay. I guess that counts. I don't know. So, yeah, you get the point as far as like the absolutely cursed suspension goes. Now, because of that bug, I have a feeling that some of the tuned cars, even though like if you don't purposely give it a cursed setup, that bug is probably having an adverse effect on it, because some of the cars I had before the update, I've been driving a lot and trying to get familiar with how they behave. And while I'm not like an expert driver, I can't tell like the microscopic level differences of a car with like every minute change you make to it. One thing I have noticed is that I have a Porsche 992 tune that I've had for a while. It used to handle like it's on rails, but now it just handles so unusual that it's kind of hard to explain it. And it's kind of like hard to understand like what exactly changed with it and what's different about it and how to fix it. I'm also like noticing like with this Gallardo in particular, the steering is getting locked pretty frequently. I think I need to raise the right height in the front a little bit. But like I was saying, oh! Okay, that one nailed me right in the face. But like I was saying, I'm not doing any serious tunes to any cars at the moment because of this bug. Because I'm not sure if that bug has any unintended consequences to legit tunes that aren't purposely made to be shit. So once Polyphony patches that, then I will probably start making some legit build and like try to get used to this new physics system. Because right now I just don't really think it's ready quite yet. So I'm just gonna finish up this race and then we will hop in the Samba bus and you can see what it's like from a first person perspective. But yeah, this track is beautiful. I was never really into Gran Turismo 5 or 6. I have driven this track in those games before though, so I am somewhat familiar with it, but it was never like one of my mainstream games that I played, so I kind of missed out on those heydays. But definitely not an ideal track for like casual Group 3 or Group 4 style racing. It's more of a road car track and like roleplay lobbies, stuff like that. So it's nice to have. It's the closest to Toge we're probably ever going to get in Gran Turismo, so I will gladly take it. So yeah, this is what it looks like from the replay. Just cars bouncing around everywhere. It kind of reminds me of Gran Turismo 4 Cheat Engine a little bit, because I actually do play with the suspension on there every so often and I can get it to do similar things. So I am definitely no stranger to car behavior like this. See if you can find one that's just like, oh yeah, this one is, you can't even see the land anymore. It's that far up. Since it's the weekend, you are going to have a couple days to actually mess around with this before they patch it, so enjoy it while it lasts. So let's go ahead and get into the Samba bus, and you get to see exactly what happens in the VR perspective, which is just, yeah, I definitely would not want to have your lunch before trying this, that's for sure. And one thing in particular that I'm noticing with this is that if you leave the car alone, then it will be fine-ish for the most part, but once you tickle the throttle, the brake, or the e-brake, then it is going to just go straight to Narnia. So yeah, I tickled the brake right there and it just launched it. Very, very strange behavior going on here. I have turned into a drill bit, just doing barrel rolls in the sky. Now landing on my side. That's nice. Yeah, there we go again. You can't even just, you can't even stay in place. This is an experience. Yeah, I really wish that you would roll with the car, but for some reason Polyphony wanted to make it to where the roll axis in the VR headset is locked to the horizon. It does not spin with the car. If anything, I think it just makes it worse. Oh, that's a lot of wind noise right there. I have a... Yep. That was a lot of speed. Oh, okay. So yeah, that's fun. We're gonna hop at the Evo now and try to do the same thing. I really wish these were my first reactions, but unfortunately I've already spoiled myself with that failure of a video attempt from before. So you're getting my second reactions to this now. So the same thing happens with this car. I touch the brake and then it just starts to do weird stuff, except it doesn't launch itself immediately. I'm just letting off the clutch ever so slightly and it starts to want to do things. So I'm now fully off the clutch, except for the fact that this is a manual. I can't really just stay in first, but yeah. A similar thing happens with this. I'm trying to get it to go up on its nose like it did earlier. Oh, so yeah, some cars with the exact same setup are going to behave a little bit differently than others. I've seen clips on Twitter of somebody with like a lowrider and the front end was just bouncing like a car with hydraulics in Midnight Club 3. There are so many clips of this weird behavior going around on Twitter, and it's actually kind of hilarious to see. Oh, there we go. That's where I went nose up in that exact same spot. So with that being said, I want you guys to vote on what has more aura points. Gran Turismo 4 pink Dodge Charger on cursed suspension, or the Volkswagen Samba bus with cursed physics and suspension in Gran Turismo 7. So there you have it. This game is broken, at least whenever you force it to break itself. Overall, the update is kind of decent. I still don't have like a final opinion on what I think about the physics yet, as far as like the intended physics go, without destroying the suspension like this. But once this stuff is fixed, I am going to start making some serious tunes again. I'm probably going to go back and update some of my old ones because they probably behave terribly now, or even worse than they did before, I should say. Also, let me know if you like these sort of face cam style live commentary videos on Gran Turismo 7. I would like to make more of this kind of stuff, but the problem is I'm actually moving here in a couple weeks, so this is going to be one of the last videos you see in this office. I'll probably only have a couple videos covering that span of downtime that I'm going to have. But let me know if you want to see more videos like this once I do get into my new space, and hopefully I can probably start getting on a schedule to where I can make consistent Gran Turismo 7 news, update videos, and stuff like that. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.